Yes, people. Welcome to LFC Red Forever channel. You know the drill. Before we start, you got to hit that subscribe button. You got to hit that notification button. Subscribe helps us grow, people. It will become a force. We want to become a channel people recognize. So please hit that subscription button, and the notification button alerts you every single time we upload a video or go live. So every single time we do something on the channel, it will alert you. So please hit that notification button and the subscribe button as always. So, what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about next season's players that's going to be in the first team, like on the brink of the actual first team, squad players and on loan players and players that's going to be gone for sale, sign on top of their head. Get out of here. That's the thing I'm bringing to you today. So please have your opinion on the comment section and let me know if I'm right on what players you want to keep, what players who are brink of the squad, what players are going to be only squad players, what players are going to be on loan, and what players are going to be for sale. So please have your say and let me know. So let's go with the actual tier. See what players we want for, the first team, what players are going to be going on loan, what players are going to be brink of the squad, what players are going to be squad players, what players are going to be for sale. So let's look into that. I didn't do it in the right order, but you know what I mean. So let's start with the first teamers. I say Alisson, obviously. You can't deny that. Alisson is the number one goalkeeper in world football, number one goalkeeper for Liverpool Football Club. You can't really deny that. So Alisson is going to be there for the remainder of Liverpool's, history. You could just say the next 10 years, probably he could still be there. You never know with goalkeepers. They have that longevity in life. On the brink of the first team, I say Gomez. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I say Gomez is on the brink. I'll tell you why. The issues with Gomez is he's never fit in a full season. And we got a new player called Konate, who's not on this list. This is last season's actually tier, so don't worry about Konate. He should be a player on here by July 1st. So on July 1st, he should be on here. With Gomez, the issue is he doesn't stay fit in a whole season, and it is frustrating. I'd rather have players that's going to be staying fit on a regular basis, and we could challenge for titles, if you know what I mean. He got injured in England's duty in training while nobody's around him. You know what I mean? How the hell does that happen? If you haven't got issues with your actual muscular, in your legs, like your thighs, your knees, and everything else. If you got issues like that, you should not be considered as a first teamer on a regular basis. He's always going to be on the brink for me, because he could challenge for the right back position and he could challenge for centre back position. I'll prefer him to challenge Trent, because Trent needs a push on the right back position, because Trent is too comfortable. He only got better when he got out of the England squad. That's not fair, people. He thought in his head that, I could play the way I want. I could be calm and, do whatever I want on the pitch, because I'm the number one right back in the world. Nobody can tell me what to do. When you got that attitude, people, that's when you start worrying. That's what's happened to Trent, and Gareth Southgate woke him up, and he managed to get himself back in the England squad before, obviously, he got injured, and played probably the best. The last 10 games, he was probably the best Liverpool player, because the way he performed at Old Trafford, it impressed me immensely, because he done an outstanding job at that game, 4-2 away game. At Old Trafford, even with Van Dijk, even with Matip, even with the first teamers, the regular ones, when they play, we struggled to win, because we always played the occasion. We just went down there. You know what? We've got a lot to lose, because if we lose this game or draw this game, we're going to be at the Champions League spot. What did we do? He went down there and we dominated that piece of trash at Old Trafford and beat them 4-2 at their own ground. But you got to look at it this way, people. We've got a better team than Man United. We're missing about 10 players or whatever it is. and we still went down there with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams in defence and still won, and they played outstandingly. Come on, man. Squad players, you got to put Milner there, innit? He's getting on a bit, and you can't dispute that. You can't dispute that. I love the guy. He's done an outstanding job for us down the years, and him coming on like in this team it's one of those things that you got to understand is a genius move, because if you have experienced players that's won trophies elsewhere and they bring that experience to the team that's never won it, that's a great thing to have. So you can't deny that. He's a squad player. He's 35. I think he's getting on a bit, so it's gonna be interesting next season. How they're gonna use him? Is he gonna stay, or is he gonna be going back to Leeds? You never know, man. Because I think he's gonna stay, but he's not gonna play a lot of games. But him playing last season in the latter games, especially when we're qualifying for Champions League football, that was a genius move by Klopp. Especially with a team that's down, and and their heads are somewhere else. On loan players. Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones needs to go on loan for people. He's not a first team player. I have had many arguments with people about this, and I keep telling them his head is too big at the moment. Not literally, but in football terms. He thinks he's a first team player already, but he's not. He's learning his trade. So the best option for him is like do what Mount did, Harry Wilson did. Players like that when they went to the first division. That's what he needs to do. Toughen himself up. Get used to the brutal side of football before you think you're a first team player in Liverpool Football Club. So he needs to go alone and toughen himself up, because when he plays for the first team, let me give you an example. When he plays, he goes forward with the ball. Just say there's 3 against 2 defenders, and he goes back. That shouldn't happen. We should be attacking that team and getting a goal, if you know what I mean. And it keeps happening with him, and it's too many times. Too many times it happens with him. Players for sale. Nico Williams. I'm sorry, people. He's not up for the job. Even yesterday's game, Wales versus Denmark, proved to everyone that he's not up for the job. Instead of clearing the ball, booting it out of the football pitch or the stadium, anywhere in the damn sky, he passes it back to a damn striker that's on form in that game and scores another goal. This is what I'm saying about Nico Williams, people. I said give him a chance at the beginning, but he's not up for the job. I'm not here to be a counsellor, and Klopp should not be a counsellor anymore, because he's going to leave in 2024. It's time the weak leave, the weakest leave and the strongest stay, if you know what I mean. So he has to go and get a first team place elsewhere. So we go back to the first teamer. Obviously, we're going to have to put Salah there. Always the top scorer in this league. Not obviously last season Harry Kane was a top scorer, but he's always a top scorer for Liverpool Football Club. He plays on the right wing, people. Do you know how much of a talent that is? Like, if you're scoring over 20 goals a season from the right wing. Forget what people tell you. He's not a striker. He plays on the right freaking wing, man. And he gets over 20 goals a season. That is impressive. That's world-class status, man. And you got to give him credit, man. Even though I have my issues with him sometimes when he doesn't pass the ball, that's world-class status, man. On the brink of the first team, I say Nat Phillips. A lot of people might not like that, but if it wasn't for this guy, we should not be in a Champions League spot. We should be singing the Europa Cup tunes. I'm telling you, that's what we should be singing. This guy came out of nowhere. I said, a lot of people criticized me for giving him like a chance. I said, give the guy a chance instead of playing Fabinho in defense, because Fabinho is not a centre back. This guy has been trained as a centre back his entire life. So give the guy a chance in that position and see what happens. Everybody's looking for Fabinho to be a centre back, but Fabinho hasn't got the pace, people. He can't run back. You see him in the middle, he struggles to run back. I mean, in the middle, you need a guy who intercepts passes and, makes sure the defense is protected. That's what Fabinho offers. That's why Fabinho should be playing in his normal position. Yes, sometimes you can play him as a centre back if we're struggling and we're desperate and we haven't got no centre backs in the damn team. Yes, you could play him there. But we had two centre backs that had been raised as centre backs. Obviously, one of them was raised as a goalkeeper, then he eventually turned himself to a centre back. But you know what I'm talking about. Then they gave the guy a chance. Can you imagine if they gave Nat Phillips a chance earlier of the season, and then we would have seen probably us challenging for the title. Think about it, people. If we won those 6 games at home, we should be top of Man City. Think about that. Squad player for next season. Listen, I know a lot of people don't want him and say he's injury prone, let him go. I say Matip. I don't want Matip to go. A fully fit Matip is a world-class player, people. If we let him go on a free, that's just not right. I say pay as you play. Pay as you play money. You know what I mean? Because he's hardly fit. He's hardly there when you need him the most. But when he's fit, he's one of the best players in world football. Let's just be honest here. You know, I've watched Matip since he arrived at Liverpool. I hardly see people get past him. Look back, people. I hardly see people get past this guy. And he doesn't even get the credit he deserves. Everybody looks at Van Dijk. But look at this guy. He hardly gets people get past him. And yeah, I know a lot of people want him out, but I think, listen, in a squad like when we got Kamate, when we got Gomez, when we got Nat Phillips and Van Dijk at the back as the centre backs, and obviously Fabinho now and again, and Reece Williams, sorry, that's a good guy to have around. Just get him fit as much as you can. Because the thing is, we rushed him back too many times and he keeps breaking down. You rush him back, he keeps breaking down, and it's going to keep happening. On loan players, I say young Reece Williams needs to go on loan. I don't want to get rid of him. He needs to toughen up. He needs muscles, man. He needs meat in his body, man. And learn how to play in that position as well. If you play in the first division in the championships, you could actually toughen up in that aspect of things. But I'll tell you why. John Terry didn't have no pace, but he found a way to be a top centre back. That's what Reece Williams needs to do. Yes, you got no pace, but you got the height. You could have the strength if you eat more, and then you can see where you can be at the end. That's what he needs. He needs to have a positional sense, so you don't get outpaced a lot, if you know what I mean. That's what John Terry used to do back in the day. Steve Bruce. The list goes on. Steve Bruce, Neil Ruddock when he used to play. They don't have the pace, but they know where to be, if you know what I mean. Players for sale. I'm sorry, people. I'm done with Keita. I'm done. I can't wait anymore. We bought this guy for, I think, around 50 million, 54 million or something like that. And we haven't even seen him complete 10 games. And this was about three years ago, I think now. He hasn't even completed 10 games in a row. How the hell? And then every single time he comes back, he's already pulling down. He's got issues with his muscles and his legs. What's going on? How long can we take this, people? How long? This guy was competing with Thiago in Bundesliga. They were saying, can you imagine them two playing together? They're in the same team now. I still can't get them to play together. Keita. I love the guy. He could offer a lot, but his legs are gone. He can't stay fit, people. He can't come back, man. It's over. Career at Liverpool is over, people. I mean, we're paying this guy over 100,000 a week for what? Nothing. Just like I said, Matip, pay as you play. Nothing. Nah, he has to go. I'm sorry. All right, first teamers. Thiago. I'm gonna put him in there, people. Thiago proved to everyone that doubted him. Those silly people that doubted Thiago. Remember, you doubted him, and this is the best midfielder in world football, and you doubted him, and you proved everyone wrong. As soon as Fabinho stepped up in that defensive role, which Thiago was doing both when Fabinho was playing the centre back or Fabinho was injured, Thiago stepped up. Thiago showed us the master performer he is. A lot of even pundits were saying, wow, look at the performance by Thiago. I don't need to say a lot about Thiago. Everybody knows how good he is. So yes, Thiago next season is going to be, in the first team, performing on a regular basis. And, we need him there. 100%. Okay. On the brink of the first team. On the brink. And he's not a first team player yet. Jota is not a first team player yet. And last season, his performances was good and bad. No, sorry, good, bad. No, good, middle, bad. Good, middle, bad. So he wasn't consistent. I'm saying he wasn't actually consistent in his performances, and he ain't gonna take Mane's place. He ain't gonna take Firmino's place, because Firmino actually performed better in the latter stage of the season as well. Scored a lot of goals. Don't forget that, people. But we need Firmino to be consistent, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so he's on the brink. Eventually, he will become a first team player. Yeah, so I don't have to say a lot about. So you know what I mean. He's gonna become a first team player eventually. A squad player as well. I say Tsimikas. I know a lot of people saying he might be leaving next season, but Robertson still needs a backup. People. Robertson needs someone who's going to challenge him for that position, because Robertson plays every freaking game every season, and it can't happen. That's unhumanly. He will break down. His legs will go. You could see him during the season. He was just getting tired and tired and tired. And unfortunately, Tsimikas hasn't been fit enough. And when he's on the bench, doesn't come off a lot. And Robertson plays every game when he's fit, but Klopp doesn't use Tsimikas for some reason. But next season, he has to use him. There's no other options. You have to use Tsimikas, Klopp. I mean, so use the squad wisely, as they say. On loan, I don't know, people. I don't know. I don't know who can be on loan, because we need majority of the players on there. You say Kelleher could go on loan and get some first team experience elsewhere? Yeah, Kelleher can go on loan and get like first team experience. We know he's going to be probably the number one day or number 2. So it's better if he goes somewhere and gets more experience, if you ask me. I'm only being honest. I can't imagine him like sitting on the bench for a season. It's better if he goes on loan and understands first team football, week in, week out, strengthen yourself, and have knowledge around you. If you know what I mean. If you play for Liverpool Football Club on a regular basis, it's going to be daunting, because you're playing against tough teams. Teams always want to beat you, and eventually you're going to struggle, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I prefer he goes on loan, gets first team experience, and understand how we play in the future. So once he comes in, don't get me wrong, he done pretty well. He done pretty well when he obviously taking the number 1 position when Alisson was like injured. He done pretty well, but how long does that stay? How long does that stay? If you know what I mean. Things change eventually, and that's the last thing we want for him, like to be fans turning against him and saying get him out. That's the last thing we want. We don't want that to happen to Kelleher. So Kelleher, I say he goes on loan, and then we'll see what we could do after that. Players for sale: Takumi Minamino out. I'm sorry, people. I want him out. I don't want him to stay. I think it's time to go for him, because he went out on loan to Southampton. What has he done? He scored goals in the beginning when he first started. What happened after that? Nobody knows, because he was benched. Couldn't even recover enough to cement a first team place. So even the coach of Southampton had to put him on the bench. I mean, so it shows this league is too tough for players like Takumi Minamino. He shouldn't be actually nowhere near it. He'd be good at teams in Austria or things like that, but the Premier League, if you're not at your best, you'll be gone, boy. You'll be gone in the next plane out, if you know what I mean. So yeah, he has to be alone, and he has to, say his goodbyes, in my opinion. First teamers, obviously the master, the main man, Van Dijk. Is he gonna come back the same? That's question number 1. Question number 2: is he gonna be the old Van Dijk? Sorry, no, obviously, is he going to come back the same? That is it. Question number 2, is he going to stay fit throughout the season? Nobody knows, because when you come back from an injury as he has, especially knee injuries, that's a dangerous thing. And let me give you an example. Oxlade-Chamberlain, since he come back from his knee injury, has he come back the same? No. And I just hope he's strong enough and he's tough enough to come back from this injury and become the Van Dijk that we all know. The pace might not be there as it was before. That's why we bought Kanate. But the leadership is always going to be there, and you know, gathering people around you is always going to be there as well. So I hope he comes back strong and, you know, stays fit throughout the season. I can't see that happening because he's going to be in and out. Let's be honest, people. He's going to be in and out. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about Van Dijk. Van Dijk is a legend, and we missed him deeply in season 2021. And I just hope he comes back stronger than ever. On the brink of the first team, that's going to be tough. Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think we need him more than people can imagine, because he's different to the midfield we got. Yes, he's injured a lot, but if he can imagine him, if he stays fit for at least 10 or 15 games in a season, he could be the difference. That's why I want him around the first team. And with his pace and power, and he's shooting from outside the box, which we don't even do a lot, he offers something different to other players. Squad player. Is Adrian. Yes, don't come at me, people. I know you guys are all angry about him signing a new contract, but Adrian is needed. Adrian is our number 2. Adrian is a nice guy around the squad as well. But like I've said in my previous stream, if you're in and out of a team, you're not going to come back the same. Everything takes time. I'm not saying he's the best goalkeeper in the world, but he's a good squad player. The season we won the league proves it as well. That guy kept 11 clean sheets in a row in that season. So it clearly shows he has something. But if you keep in and out of him, like in that Madrid game, everybody has a go at him about that. I've even had a go at him about that. Yes, he kicked it in the wrong direction, but he's been out in the cold for so long, people. I mean, you need to understand your surroundings if you're in the team, which he needs to keep rewinding. You know what I mean? It's too much, man. If you play football, you know what I'm coming from. So yeah, so Adrian, first team in the first team squad. Sepp Vandenberg, he needs to go out and learn. He needs to like toughen up. He needs to understand how football in the Premier League is played. We bought this kid thinking that he's gonna be like challenging for a first team spot, but it didn't work out that way. But he has qualities. Hopefully, he'll go out and learn again and understand, you know, how to play in the first team. Players for sale. Have we got any more left? We've got a few people, unfortunately, and that's the GOAT, Divock Origi. Divock Origi, I think he's had his time, people. I try to defend him a lot of times. I'll tell you why. It's similar to Adrian. He scores goals, then he gets taken out for another 10 games. The confidence ain't going to be the same, is it? Let's be honest here, people. Stop putting that sunglasses on, or so the blindfolds on, and think like, no, he's crap. He's not good enough. No. The poor guy is in and out of the squad on a regular basis. Whenever he scores, he should at least have a place in the team on a regular, if you know what I mean. But he doesn't get that. So his confidence is broke. It's gone. It ain't coming back. Once your confidence is gone, it's gone, people. That is not coming back anytime soon. You could hope for eternity. You could hope for eternity, and it's never going to happen. So he has to go, man. He has to go. First teamers, obviously, we're going to put Robertson in there. Robertson, the machine, left back. I don't have to say much about him. You all know what you get. You get 100% from him. Braveheart, 100% as always. And on the brink of the first team, you know what? A lot of people might disagree, but you got to put Henderson in that because he's hardly fit in the season as well. As much as we want him to play in the first team, but he's hardly fit. I mean, he doesn't last the season either. So you got to put him on the brink. We need players who are going to be fit on a regular basis, and he's going to be 30. He's already 30, I think. I mean, so his age, and like it will affect him. These injuries will affect him on a regular basis, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and he's hardly fit in a season, so he's got to be on the brink. Squad players, I don't know if I've got any left. I don't think I have any left. I think that's the only 4 I've got on there. Players on loan, none left either. So players for sale, Shaqiri. Unfortunately, it's time to go, man. You see him in the Euro 2020, how well he performs, but he doesn't do that on a regular basis, people. So we need him gone to get another player, younger version of him, but with more quality and more stamina. That's what we need to do. I think at his age, he needs first team football. It's time to go. For sale, thank you, Shaqiri. So long, sayonara. Take care, mate. So we get back to the first team. Fabinho, the master manipulator in the middle. The guy who intercepts passes on a regular basis. Another first teamer, Trent Alexander-Arnold. No more big head. This time, we're going to get Gomez challenging for the right back position. So the big head has to shrink. Trent. No more thinking I'm the number 1 right back. I could do whatever I want. That's gone out. Firmino, a lot of people would disagree with me, say he should be on the brink. I don't think so. You saw him at the end of the season. He came through. I haven't got him more than anyone, but he is the one who sets out how we play. He's the link between the midfield and the strikers, people. Those two, Mane and Salah, wouldn't get as much as goals as they usually do if it wasn't for this guy. I know a lot of people say that, but look at the way they play with him. That's all I can say about that. Mane, terrible season last season, but I don't give up on heroes of mine. These players have brought us the Premier League, and all of a sudden they have one bad season, people giving up on them. You know Mane is consistent, people. You know what he's all about. You know what he does. So don't give up on him that quickly, man. He gave you the dreams that you've been waiting for 30 years, and you already give up on him over one season. Surely they deserve one season of not doing as well as they usually do, so they could come back stronger. Surely they deserve that. So people, that's me done with it. Obviously, the last one is one Adam is gone. I'll put him for sale. He's gone, so he's not coming back. That's my obviously opinion. I think we need another midfielder in the middle, a creative No, not creative, sorry. We need a midfielder that is an engine in the middle that can get goals. We need a goal-scoring midfielder. The issue with Liverpool is we're relying on the front three for too many times, and we're relying on Van Dijk to score as well. So if we have an actual number 8 that can score goals from the middle, like one of them's gone to PSG, so we could get another player who does more than what he did in scoring terms. Why not? I mean, I know he's scoring a lot in the Euros, but if we could get a regular goal scorer in the middle, can you imagine the strength we can have? I mean, that's what you got to think about. And I think we need a number 10, a creative like Coutinho used to do, but with more quality and more understanding of the team, if you know what I mean. Coutinho was more individual-based player, not like a team player. We need a team number 10, if you know what I mean. And we need a number 9, people. We're desperate to get a number 9. And as much as we love Firmino, but how about if you get a guy who could score 4 out of 5? Can you imagine how much we could dominate the league and Europe if we get a player like that? If you look at, let me give another example as well. If you look at the Real Madrid game, can you imagine if we had last season when we lost the Champions League at home at Anfield? Can you imagine if we had an out-and-out goal scorer playing up front for us in that game? The chances we had. I'm telling you, mate, we could have had more goals in that game. Yeah, so that's what we need. We'll probably need another winger as well to back up Mane on the left side. Obviously, Jota can do all 3. I know that, but can you imagine if we get a guy like Rafinha from Leeds who could do both wings instead of having one? We could have both wings as well, and something like that. Maybe we need for next season. So I'm asking for a lot, but we haven't bought players like that for a while. And if you buy a statement players, not like a squad player, but a statement players, you could actually make those around you, those teams around you, frightened. And we can see like Man City is going for Harry Kane, they're going for Jack Grealish, and Man United are going to get Sancho soon. So we need to strengthen our squad as well. We can't be left behind, people. We saw that last season. We should have won the league last season. If we had the right squad around us, I'm telling you right now, we would have won the league. We was too far ahead of everyone. But when the injuries hit us, we was in trouble, man, and we couldn't recover enough. Yes, people, like I always say, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscription button. Make us grow. Make us a force. And hit that notification button. It will alert you every single time we come on live or, upload a video as well. And, like, share the channel. Share it with family, friends, other YouTubers, other Facebookers, other Instagrammers, other Twitter users. This channel is always active now. I'm back. And I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to end it here. I love doing this. But thanks to you people who actually subscribe and, help us out. It keeps us motivated to do some more of this. And I love it, people. I love it. So please like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you today, actually. I'm going to do some live games on here. I'm going to do the Belgian game. And I'm going to do the Netherlands game as well. So I'm going to start at 5 o'clock and then do the game at 8 o'clock as well. So see you later, people. See you later. Take care, everyone. I hope you like my stuff. But if you're in doubt, comment down below. You know the drill. See you soon. Take care, everyone.